Hangover 2 is directed by Todd Phillips, again, who did the first one and also did Due Date, and before all of those, did Old School. And basically what we have here is a complete and total rehash of the first movie. Scene per scene, beat per beat, the same movie. If you've seen The Hangover, you've already seen The Hangover 2. Phil, Stu, and Alan, played by Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, and Zach Galifianakis, decide to go to Bangkok, where Stu is getting married now to a girl he met somewhere in between the two movies. And they decide they're not going to have a bachelor party this time because, you know, last time all things went to hell. But somehow, at the end of the night before the wedding, they wake up in a motel, completely hungover and blacked out the night before. They don't remember what happened, and now they're missing Stu's
future
fiance's little brother. Yeah. They found his finger. They can't find the rest of him. There's a monkey there instead of a lion, or instead of a tiger, or instead of a baby. Kind of plays both roles. And Stu has a tattoo instead of a missing tooth, and you can pretty much go from there. As the movie progressed, I got a couple chuckles out of the dialogue, a little bit from the delivery of Zach Galifianakis. He's just always funny. He has a direct line to my funny bone. But I couldn't believe at how lazy this treatment was. I mean, they don't bother to develop any new characters. You have the Doug character, the guy who was missing from the first movie. He's perfectly conscious in this movie. They could have actually done something with that character, get to know him a little bit more. No.
He's phone call only.
Why bother? And Mr. Chow plays a bigger role in the movie, which I think is not the right choice for this series. A little bit of him goes a long way. And which leads me to my last point. I couldn't believe not only how unfunny the movie was, but how unbelievably racist it was. I was watching this movie, jaw literally dropped at points being, really? This is 2011. We can get away with this? I don't think so. Sorry, guys. So I'm giving it a D. As a fan of the first movie, as a minor fan of the first movie, I do believe the first one's slightly overrated. I think this is quite a step down.
All right. I agree with you. Definitely just a rehash. I found it to be funny, but I'm more easily amused maybe. I was still laughing a good way through it, but it is really hard to escape. Yeah, the trends, it just follows that first one really, really, really badly.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it's trying to do, I think, really hard, is it's trying to up the ante. So it's like, well, we did this, so let's do the same thing, just
a little
bit more extremes, because instead of just going to a strip joint, they go to a transvestite strip joint. I mean, everything is just one slightly crazier thing over the other.
Yeah.
Instead of kidnapping an Asian man in the trunk of your car, they kidnap a Buddhist monk. That kind of stuff. So I really feel that it did not reach, didn't pay off what it was trying to get to. One thing I've noticed about this kind of movies that I wanted to bring up is in the 1960s, we had these movies. They were the Porkies, the Meatballs. They all had their...
That's 80s.
Is that 80s?
That's 80s, yes.
Porkies is 80s?
Porkies is 80s. So is Meatballs.
Sorry, Animal House. I guess Animal House will go further back. But anyway, it seemed to be that the thing to do was to have female nudity through the whole thing, which is why everyone went to them, I'm sure. And now it's all male nudity. So I'm wondering what happened. I've noticed through this movie there's a shockingly amount of male nudity, and most of the other comedies, starting with scary movies and stuff, something the Wayans brothers started. Kind of want to blame them. But it's just something weird that I've noticed.
I think it's a cheap laugh is what it is. It's one of the last taboos in film now where you can still maybe get away with it in an R rating. And it's an easy, throw in a penis and let's all giggle at it.
Penis and we'll laugh. But yes, that was one of my plenty of penis in this, and a lot less originality to it. So, but I still enjoyed it. I mean, I went to it. I wasn't regretting my $10. plus Zach Galifianakis, I enjoy well too. So I gave it a B minus.
B minus. Okay. Well, as I was watching this, I was sitting there in the theater. Yeah, my theater was laughing pretty much occasionally, though I would say it was they're more low belly laughs rather than high. But when I was thinking this, I was thinking, are these people laughing at this movie, or are they laughing because they're remembering the first movie? Because every single joke in the movie is, hey, wasn't that funny the first time? And then people would, oh yeah, ha 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 ha, that was funny the first time. So it was almost like a slideshow of the first movie, or like a reunion special or something like that. If they're going to keep doing these movies, and I'm really not sure if they should, they really need to hire a better scriptwriter who can come up with something new for these characters to do.
Yeah. All right. So